Cuttlefish are not really fish, but molluscs like shells and snails. Together with the squid, octopus, and nautilus, they form the class of cephalopods. Alien-like creatures that can rapidly change their colors or even shift their shape. These remarkable features are not only used to hide from enemies, of which there are many, but also to communicate with their peers and tell them how they feel. When hunting, cuttlefish can even use them to hypnotize large prey. To make use of camouflage, cephalopods have specialized skin cells called chromatophores. Cuttlefish possess up to millions of these biopixels, in shades of red, yellow, and brown. Each one is attached to radial muscles, controlled by small numbers of motor neurons in the brain. When the tiny muscles contract, they cause the chromatophore to expand and display their pigment. Another, deeper layer of the skin is used to mimic greens and blues by reflecting light. Combining all that, the cuttlefish can create almost any color instantly. Using little lumps called papillae, they can also change the texture of their skin to blend in. Nevertheless, cuttlefish are colorblind, or at least they perceive colors in a different way. They do have excellent eyesight and can even see polarized light, which is also very useful as a covert communication channel. Cephalopods have the most advanced behaviors and learning skills of all invertebrates, rivaling the abilities of many vertebrates. But how they're able to process and apply information so quickly, changing their colors and shape in less than half a second, remains a mystery. Some sort of neurocomputational shortcut to recognize and project patterns seems to be involved. Without the arms, most cuttlefish range in size from 6 to 10 inches, or 15 to 25 centimeters. The giant cuttlefish is the largest species, with a mantle length of 20 inches. Cephalopods in general can range in size from only 1 inch to over 40 feet for the giant squid, the largest invertebrate alive. Unlike octopuses, cuttlefish have an internal shell inside their mantle named cuttlebone. It's commonly known as a calcium-rich supplement for pet birds and other animals. The structure of the bone consists of tiny chambers that can be filled with gas or fluid, enabling the cuttlefish to hover in mid-water. Depending on the species, however, cuttlebones implode at a depth of 700 to 2,000 feet, or 200 to 600 meters. This is why most species of sepia live on the seafloor in shallow waters. Probably for the same reason, cuttlefish are absent from the Americas. Cephalopods are also known as inkfish, hence the name sepia for cuttlefish. To accelerate away from danger quickly, cuttlefish use jet propulsion, by squeezing water from its gills through a funnel-like siphon. Their predators include dolphins, sharks, fish, seabirds, and other inkfish. When young, their own diet consists mostly of small shrimp and crustaceans, including larvae. As they grow older, they graduate to fish, crabs, and other molluscs. Using their camouflage, cuttlefish sneak up on their prey. To grab it, they open their 8 arms and shoot out 2 long feeding tentacles. Each arm has a pad covered in suckers to pull it toward the razor-sharp beak. The prey is then paralyzed with venom and eaten alive. A jet of water can be shot to uncover a prey that was hiding in the sand. There is one species of sepia, known as the flamboyant cuttlefish, that doesn't use its color patterns for camouflage but rather to deter predators. It is native to sandy habitats in the Indo-Pacific Ocean from the Philippines to Australia. With a mantle length of only 3 inches, it's very tiny, and unlike most cuttlefish, it prefers to walk on the sea floor rather than swim. If it feels threatened, the flamboyant cuttlefish exhibits an unusual behavior. Instead of fleeing, it shows flashing bands rippling down its body to warn against its highly toxic muscle tissue. Cuttlefish start to actively mate at around 5 months of age. The males challenge one another for dominance and the best den during mating season. Eventually, the larger males mate with the females by grabbing them with their tentacles, using a specialized arm to insert sperm sacs into an opening near the female's mouth. When mating, a male might show distinctive male patterns on the side of his body that's being seen by females, while displaying typical female patterns on his other side. In this disguise, it attracts females from one side, while the males on the other side are being fooled. A male might also show its aggressive, white colors on one side of his body to scare away other males, while showing his more charming skin patterns on the other side to court a female. As males can use their funnels to flush others' sperm out of the female's pouch, he guards the female until she lays her eggs a few hours later. The giant cuttlefish is the only species of sepia that gathers en masse during mating season. From May to August, they breed in the waters around Point Lowly in southern Australia. At the overcrowded site, packed with giant cuttlefish, males outnumber females by 10 to 1. A young, smaller male has little chance of getting near a female and is chased away with brute force. But some are very clever and change the color patterns and the position of their tentacles to look exactly like a female. In this way, they sneak past the big, dominant males undetected. They even manage to slip underneath one, where a freshly fertilized female is jealously guarded. He then replaces the semen of the tough guy above him with his own. The females don't have any objection to receiving this DNA at all. Indeed, they even seem to have a certain preference for the smart little guy. The eggs are rather large, 6 to 9 millimeters, and take 3 to 5 months to develop. As soon as the eggs hatch, the young start feeding on small shrimps. The lifespan of a cuttlefish is only around 1 or 2 years, depending on the species. Before they die, a process of aging and decline known as senescence takes place. Once this process begins, cuttlefish usually don't live long, due to predation by other organisms.